Here we are again in Hoang Anh, going down the same street that I was traveling before. In my previous video, I stated that I wish that there was a kind of profession where people would travel all over the world, where anthropologists, behavior analysts, whatever you want to call them, traveled abroad to other countries and learn people's customs, business practices, social etiquette, and whatnot, figure out what works and what doesn't, find out what's most practical and adopt it into their own culture. That's how I think the world would evolve. That sounds great on paper, but like I said, knowing people in some countries, especially in the United States, nobody would want to spend the tax dollars to do it. The powers that be have more important things to do, like start more wars and beef up the military-industrial complex to make the fat boys fatter. Looks like that must be the courier service. I'm glad somebody still stayed in business during tech. And yet another hair salon. I think I'm going to stop right up there where those power lines are, because this street looks pretty long. I just wanted to give everybody an idea of the locale where I live in Saigon. This is actually District 7. I'm told it's one of the nicer part of towns. Ah, and they have a picture of Taylor Swift there as a model for how people want to have their hair done. That's one thing that really baffles me about living in Southeast Asia. And I'm not shaming anybody for this, but in a lot of advertisements, whether it's for hair, cosmetics, or whatever, for some reason, I don't know why, they have a lot of white people in the advertisements, a lot of white women. I saw this in Thailand too. I saw this at the shopping malls. I saw this at department stores, wherever. they have white women in all the advertisements. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Hello, si chao. And I don't know why they do that instead of having Asian women. But nonetheless, a lot of Asian women in certain cultures. I don't know about Thailand or Vietnam, but a lot of Japanese women also like to bleach their skin white. So basically, the advertisements are telling them that you're not attractive unless you've got lighter skin and lighter hair colors. They teach you not to appreciate your natural beauty. I know they have a really high anorexia rate in Japan, which is really sad. And hopefully there will come a day when that will be illegal in advertisements, where they'll have to, by decree, have all the models have their natural features. I know underweight models are banned from walking the runway in France and in Israel, but to my knowledge, no other countries have yet to follow suit. They should, but I don't think it's going to happen overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day. And we see the leftovers of somebody's meal. Rice. This is the first restaurant I've seen near me that serves pho. That's one of the most common dishes in Vietnam. I had pho for the first time many years ago in Houston, in little Saigon. I see a bridge up there on the horizon, a little bit past the power line. I think that's where I'm going to stop and then turn around and show the viewers the rest of the street. This is certainly taking longer than I anticipated, but that's okay. I have nothing better to do. And it's good to get out and explore one's neighborhood, in my humble opinion. It gives people more insight towards their surroundings. Makes them to learn to appreciate more what they've got. I think I'm going to stop the video right when I get up to that overcast over there. It might run a little over the 10-minute mark, but that's okay. It's not too bad. These are the power lines I was telling the viewers about earlier. This actually kind of reminds me of some areas in Houston. It looks like somewhere in North Houston near Intercontinental Airport. It also kind of reminds me of somewhere in East Texas, like Jasper, Vidor, Beaumont, or Port Arthur. We're almost there. Maybe another minute of this torture and we should be home free. Alrighty then. Yeah, that's a wrap. Next one's coming shortly.